Hey guys, in this video, I'm going to break down if a negative person can truly affect you or if it's truly your thoughts that are creating it. Perhaps you've heard of the term vibrational snob for my law of attraction followers out there. Whether you have or you have not, I'm going to break down. Is it someone else causing this to you, or is it your thoughts that are creating it? So, no and yes. I'm going to break it down for you more than that. No, no one can insert anything into your experience. Now, your first reaction is probably, but I would not intentionally manifest him yelling at me. I would not intentionally manifest her cheating on me. If you have a vibration of insecurity active within you, you're a perfect vibrational match for a cheater. So whatever happens in your physical reality outside of you, if you don't like it, you need to spend some time. What's the part of me that's insecure? What's the part of me that's afraid that I'll never be wholly accepted, that I'll never be wholly loved? And you have to speak to that part of you. Inner child work. I have a free meditation up on my YouTube. Type in inner child meditation, Kelly Lunt. It's an image of a green forest. You have to go within and ask, what's the part of me that attracted this? Otherwise, you'll leave that person, but you'll just attract a similar person back in again. It is 100% your vibes that are attracting in experiences. So let's give an example of someone who is just they're just very negative. They're just at a vibration of anger, of rage, of hatred. That's just the vibration that they predominantly vibrate at. So no, it cannot affect you at all. Here's why. When you are crystal clear on what it is that you wish to what it is that you wish to experience, what it is that you desire, and when you spend the time tending to your emotions, your vibrations, when you get around them, you'll literally look at them and go, oh man, they must be having a bad day. Poor them. I wonder if I can make their day better. Because that question is kind of like asking someone who's been working out for years and years and years, and they're very strong. If someone throws a 5-pound weight, I'm not talking about hurl, I'm talking about tossing like a hey, catch. So that person, they're going to grab it and go, why'd you toss a 5-pound weight at me? For someone who's out of shape, they're going to go to grab it and then they'll fall to the ground. Who caused it? That example isn't 100% perfect analogy for the vibration one. The person did toss it at you, but had you been tending to your overall physical health, you could have dodged out of the way very quickly without spraining your ankle. You could have caught it and been like, what the heck, bro, don't do that again. When you spend time cultivating your emotions, something like that can't affect you, impact you any way, one shape or another. Okay. When you are so tuned into, I want wellness, I want happiness, I want this, and you do things every day to tend to that, an example of something you could do every day if you want to just start being happier and be surrounded by happier feeling people, you can make a list. List all the letters of the alphabet. This was my first vibrational technique tip I ever did. List all the alphabet letters. And then do your best to write a positive feeling word for each letter. My first day that I tried that, I was crying that I got 6 positive words out of 26 letters. I kept at it though. On the third day, I finally just busted out a dictionary and I got 1 word for every letter. The next day, I wanted to pick a different word. The next day, a different word. I kept tending to my emotions and my vortex every day. I did that exercise for a good 3 months. At the end of 3 months, I was able to write 10, 20 words per letter. It was flowing. I was feeling better. I was so much happier. I was seeing the sun instead of the mud on the floor. Are you going to set aside time every day to do practices like that? Yes or no? Because if you're not, then you're a perfect vibrational match for the person who's very angry and outwardly expresses it. Okay, so when you do things every day to tend to your vibrations so that you're at a higher vibrational level, aka just happier and feeling better, a good emotional state, you would never even get the inspired action to rendezvous with that person. You're so tuned into happiness that your inner being, your soul, your higher self is just continuously guiding you to happy feeling things. And if that person's an angry 100% of the time, the idea in your head, it wouldn't even pop in your head to go hang out with them. Okay? And I've got an example later for what's happening for all my people who are under 18 and you're at home in a kind of cray-cray environment. So I've got you covered. Stick around to the end of the video though, okay? Okay. So if you ever were drawn to that person though, it would be when you're rendezvousing with them on their best day. They got 3 good nights sleep in a row. They just got a promotion at work. They just got a pay raise. You'd be, oh, let me call them. Oh, hey, good news, blah, 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 blah. The next day, if they're sad, your inner being won't even try to get you to connect with them, okay? And I'm going to give you a personal example right here. So my grandfather has, I'm going to pronounce it wrong, Alzheimer's? And another one, Alzheimer's, and another one of those that messes with your brain when you're older. And so I'm pretty tapped into happiness, well-being, productivity, love, and connection, deep connection with people. So every time I call home to my grandpa, I get him when he's alert, he has mental acuity, he has mental clarity, he's very sharp, he's very witty. And that was just going on. So my image of him was like, wow, my 93-year-old grandpa is a whippersnapper. My dad called me one day and was just like, Kelly, grandpa just falls asleep all the time. He just this, he just that. He's not clear. He stutters his word. He slurs his words. My dad and I were having a completely different experience of grandpa, of his dad. And I was like, what are you talking about? You're crazy. He's active. He's this, he's that. Okay, so that was a good 3 years where my dad and I were having a completely different experience of my grandpa. Did I go home one time and I stayed for 2 months and then I witnessed, damn, he does fall asleep a lot. Damn, he doesn't have the energy that he used to have. When I was away living in my state, I live like 5 or 6 states away. I was always getting the impulse to call when he was at his utmost clarity. And some of my family expressed some jealousy towards me. Kelly, you always call when he's alert. You always call this. You always call that. You never get him when he's mean. He yells at me all the time. Okay, so I hope that kind of highlights it for you guys. When you're tending to your vibrations, you either won't be drawn to rendezvous with that person at all, or you'll be drawn to rendezvous them when they're in an incredibly good mood. Okay? You have to be crystal clear on the experience that you want to have, happiness, thriving, fulfillment, and then you have to dedicate time to tend to that by doing that alphabet thing, by reading books about how to communicate better, by expanding your knowledge base. So kind of, it's more about, are you willing to be happy and you're willing to focus on that no matter what, okay? So now I'm going to explain how, yes, when you're around people, it absolutely does impact, affect, how you feel. I'm going to explain how. When you're around someone and you're around them, just like it's your first time meeting them, and if they were to look at you and say, I am never calling you again, I would never talk to you again, you're just very likely going to let it, you're going to be like, okay, so I don't care. If that would impact you, you have low self-esteem, I'll make another video for that. It's not a bad thing, cookies. It's just your starting point from the childhood you had. You just every day have to keep tending to things that make you feel better about yourself, and in no time, it's going to be like duck off a water's back, water off a duck's back. So we, in nature, we're vibrational beings. That's how, when you walk into a room and you can kind of get the feel of the room. Or have you ever been at a party and then someone walks into the room and you're like, ooh, so it's angry, and you look around and you turn your head and you go, oh, that person is angry. Because we're vibrational beings. We're emotional beings. We emanate emotions. We pick up emotions. Like, for my guy followers out there, have you ever been walking around outside and go, ooh, she's horny. Ooh, she wants the blankety blank. Ooh, she hates men right now. They don't have to say a word. You're picking up their vibrations. You're picking up their emotions. Ladies, have you ever gone out and go, oh, he just wants the goody good. Oh, he wants someone to just cook and clean for him. I'm not looking to be a mom. You're picking up their vibrations and their emotions, okay? So that's just we're vibrational or emotional beings. So it's natural. So when you interact, so when you come together, you're like emanating an aura, they're emanating an aura, and you come together quickly. And if they were to say, I'm never hanging out with you again, you're gonna be like, okay, fine, bye. When you're around that person a lot, some of the energy field can have a little bit of a blend of a merge. Again, if you are tending to your vibrations every day, you're waking up, you're meditating, you're doing something physical to make your body feel good. If you are tending to your emotional state every single day, it's going to have ideally no impact. It's going to have less of an impact. If you stop tending to yourself and you stay around an angry person, yeah, you're going to get angry. But that's because it's not because you're getting angry because of them. You're getting angry because you are not doing things that make yourself happy. Okay, so if you're around that person for a while, there is a little bit of a blend and a little bit of a merge of emotions and vibrations, okay? So this is where the term vibrational snob comes in for my law of attraction followers. They don't make you angry. You are choosing to stay around them. I bet you guys didn't see that one coming. And again, for the people who you're younger, contrast, you got to stay around them. I'm gonna talk to that later. I'm gonna talk to that. That's my next point after this one. Okay, so I want to restate that the question is actually, is it okay for me to move away from someone who I know isn't feeling well and move towards better feeling things for myself? Am I abandoning them? Am I the bad one for abandoning them, not being there for them when they need someone? So do you see how that's what the question actually is? Most people who ask that question, from my thousands of one-on-one clients that I've had, it's normally about this person's negative, and then you choose to continue to hang out with them in an up close and personal, intimate way. And then you tend to stop tending to your vortex, your emotions. You slowly stop meditating. You slowly stop this or that. And then you're blaming that person. You bring me down. You stopped tending to yourself. So you absolutely have to be okay with being a vibrational snob, with being, I want to experience X, Y, Z. There are people out there who thrive off helping people who feel depressed, people who are scared around money. There are coaches, there are teachers out there who thrive with helping those people. If that's not one of you, then you got to not do what you're not good at and back off and go, hey, man, I'm sorry to hear that you're feeling that way. I don't really know what I can do to help. I feel pretty ill-equipped, but I'm going to keep my ears open to see if like anything pops up. Like, would that help you if I send information like that your way? You got to be willing to know what you're good at, what you're not good at, and when to back off and not offer help when it's not something that you can actually help with, okay? And so for my Instagram peeps who are watching this, there's a 15-minute limit on the video, so you're going to have to pop over to my YouTube video to finish watching this. I'll put the link in the comments. You're not going to be able to just click on it. You're going to have to cut and copy it. I'll put the title of it in the comments as well, so that you can easily find it on YouTube, especially for the people who need to know, what if I live with my parents and they're toxic? And like, you're young, you can't go out there and get a job, okay? So I love you guys. Okay, YouTube, back to you. So I want to give you guys an example of like the hot oven example. If someone were to just, maybe they're zoning out and there's been a hot pan in the oven for a long time, so it's really hot. If they reach their hand in there and they touch it and their hand starts burning, and for whatever reason, let's just say they leave their hand on there, would you go and put your hand on the other side of the oven and burn your hand too and go, we're both burning our hand now? I feel your pain. There's a difference between empathy and compassion. Empathy is where you feel and go through exactly what they're going through. Compassion is where you seek understanding and you seek clarity. You don't try to dip your emotions so you can go, oh, I'm suffering too. Because then that's just two people suffering. That's two people walking around with burned hands. Compassion is where you go, oh my God, that must hurt. Take your hand off the oven. Hey, come here. Let's not put ice on it or cold water on it right away. That will make your skin blister. Let me be here with you and breathe with you and try to guide your breath, as I'm sure that this really hurts. Let me get, I don't know. I mean, I'm not a doctor, guys. I don't know how to help a burning hand, but I've heard, I'm not giving medical advice right now. I've heard if you want to put mustard on it because it can kind of help cool it without being too cold. When that goes off, then you're like, okay, now let's put some cold water on it. All right, now you're ready for ice to numb the pain. Here, let me get you some Tylenol, ibuprofen, whatever. You want to be the person having compassion. Oh my God, that must hurt. Instead of the empathy person who's putting your hand on the oven too. So if you wouldn't do that with an oven, don't do that with your emotions. Oh, they feel bad. Let me feel bad with you too. Oh, you're suffering to get clients. Oh, me too. And then you let your business tank. Okay, guys? Okay, so some people say, but I feel bad. I see how much they're suffering. Who am I to have it so good? You cannot blame them for you feeling bad because what you've hit is an upper limit. I will make a video later on an upper limit, but you've hit your threshold for how much happiness you're willing to allow into your life. It's not them being sad or bad or mad or angry or struggling that's making you struggle. It's you're not willing to allow your life to flow because someone else isn't allowing their life to flow. They're blaming the economy, blaming their parents. You are focused on blaming them. So you both are kind of doing the same thing, making yourself a vibrational match. You're just blaming different things. If she could just get out there and do her business and get a client, then I can get a client. No, girl, that's you trying to get your need for love and connection met via empathy, via burning your hand, instead of via compassion and going, I'm so sorry that you're having a hard time getting clients. No, I don't personally have that struggle, but I'm so sorry you're having a hard time getting clients. I know you do good work. I really hope you're able to figure this out. If you're a business coach, maybe you'll help them out. If you're not, don't get involved. Don't help. You're not a business coach. So they're not bringing your energy down. You're choosing to stay with them. So now let's go to the last category. What if you can't move out? And I'm going to break this down into different categories for you too. I'm just doing gender stereotypical roles right now. What about the woman who has children and is married to a narcissist? He's bringing the vibes down. You chose to marry him. You got to accept that radical responsibility. And if you are in that situation, you should go watch my video, Why Did I Attract a Narcissist? Because if you have attracted a narcissist, then you are more than likely a codependent, and believe it or not, both are actually manipulative. One's just a little bit more overt and aggressive about it. The other one's a little bit more passive and sly about it. And you want to become aware of that so that you can change your interpersonal skills, your communication skills, your interpersonal skills, and learn to get your needs met in a more direct way. If you watch that video, it will explain like the codependent, and that you actually have a hard time getting your needs met and even expressing them in the first place. If you don't change that, then you're always going to be attracting narcissistic people, okay? Does it suck that you might have some kids and you're married to him, especially if he was like the breadwinner? Yes. It's not saying that it's not a sad situation. It's not saying that it's not a life-altering, life-changing, scary situation. But it's about the more that you can take responsibility. I chose to marry him. I'm now choosing to leave him. Okay, universe, show me how I can start making money. Okay, let me pivot really quick to the people who are youngins and living. You're not like 18 yet. You don't have to be 18. You're just young enough that you can't earn enough money to support yourself yet. Because let's face it, and in these modern world countries, it is a bit. You got to learn a lot. There's a lot you have to learn to be able to financially support yourself. So if you're at a place where you're 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, and you're not financially supporting yourself yet, and your parents are toxic, maybe even abusive, is there a certain element of are their vibrations going to impact you and affect you? Yes, absolutely. What you want to do, and so now mom, both scenarios, both people here, the wifey's needing to leave or the husband's needing to leave too. Okay, the person with the children who needs to leave, or the child, what you want to do is you absolutely want to do something every day where you're tending to your emotions. Okay, and so I one time had a client who, it was a 2-bedroom, 1-bath house, and there were like 5 people living in it, and she was one of the ones that was like living on the couch. So my advice to her was, well, can you sneak 15 minutes into the bathroom? And I get that it's 5 people, 1 bathroom, so can you just leave 15 minutes to work early? When you're there, can you stay an extra 15 minutes at your work? And whatever room you could find at the office, maybe it will be the bathroom at the office. For the parent who has the other parent who's crazy, that person has to go out and earn the money at some point. Can you, while the kids are taking a nap, breathe for 15 minutes where you focus on your breath? Can you write that list of the alphabet? Can you utilize that time so that you start tending to and raising your vibration? And then when your vibrations are raised a little bit, when they come home, know that you might have to be in a place of downplaying your happiness. Like you are in a situation where you can't be at your best and your thrive. You might have to downplay your happiness a little bit. And go, oh yeah, babe, life is rough. As long as you internally know very cohesively, I'm saying this to survive this situation right now. I do not believe it. What my belief is that I can be happier and that I'm getting out of this situation. See, that's actually technically manipulative, and that's what a codependent does. Kind of right now doesn't matter though, because you need to get yourself out of that situation. You might have to say things that you don't believe so that you can survive around that person. But as long as you don't take those thoughts on as your belief system and you inherently, internally know. When I say internally, it means you don't have to try to correct them. You don't have to try to get them to see the bigger picture. You don't have to try to get them to see the rosier side or the silver lining. Can you just allow yourself to, hey, I'm feeling happier and this isn't a person that I can share that with. Okay, so now let's use the example of if you find a way to start earning money. Especially, it'll probably be easier for the kids who are just younger. If you get a job, don't share your successes with your family. Your family might take your money away from you. But look how much they're causing it. Anything that good happens to me, they take it away. Does that suck? Yes. Are there going to be emotions that you feel with that aren't pleasant to feel? Absolutely yes. You shared your success with someone who's at a lower vibrational state. You need to take back that radical responsibility. Hey, you were out late. Oh yeah, I stayed after hours to get tutoring with my coach. Oh yeah, whatever excuse reason you can say, I stayed after hours to get tutoring with my coach. I stayed after hours to get tutoring with my chem teacher. Oh yeah, I did a study group because I want to try to get good grades in school, or whatever kind of, honestly, you know them. Whatever excuse those people will accept, you say. And if you went and made like $80 working at Jack in the Box or whatever, keep that money to yourself. Keep that money hidden. Don't leave your paycheck stubs at home. Get the check, go deposit it, and leave no trace of it. Don't share your successes with someone who's at a lower vibrational state. They feel bad. It's a belief system clash. If they feel bad, they're not, when they see something happy, they're like, no, that just doesn't exist. That's not the real world. So it's not that they're trying to bring you down. It's that the world that they operate in, nothing good happens in. So if something good happens to you, they're like, no, that can't be. I'm protecting you by bringing you down so that someone else doesn't come out and like hurt you. They don't realize they're the ones like hurting you because they live in that state, in that frame of mind. Okay, so you have to remember that you're only doing what you have to do to survive, and you're thinking thoughts like big you, universe, God, angels, whatever it is you pray to or whatever it is you believe in, whatever word you put to that higher consciousness. Big you, I'm financially independent. Show me how. Show me how I can earn money in a way where I keep me and my baby safe, Well, this is going on. Universe, show me how I can earn money while my parents are doing XYZ so that I can move out. Keep your successes to yourself, and maybe you'll find someone outside, maybe a teacher, maybe someone outside that you can share it with who's actually high vibe, but for a time frame, be okay with keeping your successes to yourself. And when you have, money saved up, you can do your first month, whatever the apartment requires, first month, last month, and you have a couple of months saved up, then you hightail it out of there. You get out of there without needing them to see that they're the bad person, without needing them to have their wake up epiphany call, without giving them your new address or your new phone number. Don't give them a way to contact you. Oh, he followed me to my new place. No, you gave him your phone number. Call them from like your Google Voice number. Get a burner phone. Are you going to protect yourself, or are you always going to be at the victim of someone else, guys? Okay, I hope this video helped you guys. If it did, give it a like, share it, give me a comment below. I want to hear your thoughts. And if you have a question of your own, feel free to email me, kelly@kellylunt.com. I do have a bit of backlog of videos that I got to reach. So the quickest way to get on the phone with me is to book a breakthrough session. I think let me look up the link for you guys really quick. I actually don't know the link off the top of my head. Oh, it's kellylunt.com. Breakthrough. Go to kellylunt.com/breakthrough if you'd like a one-on-one way. That's the quickest way to get on the phone with me directly. I love you guys. Hope this helped. Bye.